Hold me closer, Tony Danza. Those aren't the words, are they? Oh, hey, sorry. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of Together We Can, where today we're going to be talking about your content strategies and definitely not about the inauguration of Joe Biden, which is happening today. So, this is a nice break from all of that political BS where I can show you how you can use 3 different content strategies ideas to grow your Chaturbate affiliate business today. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed, then continue to look at this shirt I'm wearing, which will ask you the obvious question: why do I keep loving you? And we're going to jump into all that right after this. Hey there, this video is brought to you by our Adult Cam Affiliate Crash Course, which is normally $49.99. We've just reduced it back to $29.99, which was our starting offer. But even better than that, if you use the Together Cam discount code at checkout, you'll get it for just $14.99. Now, this course is for those of you who want to start out in the adult industry, specifically with cams. And what it's going to do is teach you all of the various things you'll need to make money. So it'll get you started on all the basics, and then also it'll get you into our Facebook mastermind group where we can all help each other grow. So the basics will be things like letting you know the different cam platforms, letting you know about some adult affiliate networks, how to start your first website and host it, as well as a plethora of ideas when it comes to how to start sharing it. No prior industry knowledge is needed, and trust me, we're all making, or at least I am making, a good solid monthly income from this, and we're helping each other grow. Some of the things in the course itself are the different platform overviews, the content strategy, which is interesting because that's what we're covering in this particular video, as well as social media marketing, tracking and growth, and some better resources for later. So that is our Adult Affiliate Cam Crash Course, which you can join right now. So I'm not going to jump much into why you need to start a adult content strategy whatsoever, because I've already covered that in this post up here. And I'm also not going to jump too much into my Vice Temple hosting strategy, which is basically not a strategy, it's just where you can host the content, because likewise I've also covered that here. So you can jump into both those later on if you're interested in learning why you should start or learning how you should start hosting wise. But today I'm just going to give you 3 quick and easy ways you can start your hosting, start your content strategy, should I say. So no, I'm not going to jump into any of that. I'm just going to jump into 3 different content strategies that you could start with to hopefully get you percolating, get some ideas going, and give you some different ways that you could get this on the road today. Percolating ideas while the dogs bark and ruin my recording. Oh yeah. So the first of these adult strategies is one that I covered at length in our CAM course. Yes, that is a quick plug, and you'll find that in the description below and also in the ad that I did just before this. But basically what this is a review style site, and this is one of the simplest ways to get started if you're not really sure about what you should be doing. And even today, while you're watching all the inauguration coverage and just waiting for inevitable street riots, you could go ahead and start reviewing your favorite porn stars, your favorite cam stars, your favorite movies, all that sort of thing, and create some sort of a review site. So basically all you do is go ahead and take the content, use the kind of commons creative strategy where you're not really breaking any copyright law because you're doing a review. Now, what I would say if you're going to do this is to ensure that you do have some sort of contact box on your site just so you can get takedown requests, because if you're starting this for the first time, you're probably not going to know where the gray area is of what images you can use and that sort of thing without getting in trouble. So look, mainly what happens is you generally just get a content takedown request, And as long as you abide by that, you tend to be fine. Now, as you grow and scale and start making more and more money, then I would go ahead and get some legal advice or join our Facebook Masterminds group, where you can ask me personally and I will tell you from my experience what works. I cannot tell you that it's legally sound, but I can just tell you from my experience what we've been able to kind of push that boundary on. And the Facebook Masterminds group is in the description below. But that is the first content strategy. It's a very, very effective one. You'll find in the article, also in the description below, a link to one that I have set up, and that will not have dogs in the background noise. However, what it will have is some idea of what you could go ahead and start reviewing. I would say go ahead and do things that you cannot find. So for example, if you can't find reviews of the best 70s porn music, then that could be a funny way to get people who are interested in porn onto your site, and then you're showing them ads as well. And don't do that one, because I'm going to write that one down. That's actually quite a good idea, 70s porn music review. Let's move on. The second one is something like this website here, Together We Cam. So I spoke to a person in the last week who is part of our Masterminds group, and he's starting a website, Shenanigans. Shout out to that, and I'll also put it in the article in the description, because it's a really, really good website and they're really, really good people starting it. So I'd like to shout out to them. But basically, he's doing and they're doing something similar to what we're doing, which is helping people to get started in this industry. So you could go ahead and do the same thing with your own magazine advice style column. If you're a digital marketer and that's your background, well, you'll find that there's not a lot of digital marketing content out there specifically for people in the cam industry, for the porn industry, and so on. Because these areas are somewhat taboo, people don't generally do them. So it's one of these rules that you don't have to be the best in a particular niche if you can be quite good in two and merge them. So like I said, if you're a digital marketer, maybe start an advice site about how to become or how to use digital marketing to your advantage in the adult space. If you're a cartoonist, why not make some sort of site where you leverage your cartoon work onto these adult contents, and even just write about adult content but use your cartoonisms for the top photos, or any of those sorts of things. So if you're a person who has a background in film, for example, if you're a much better videographer than I am, clearly, then you could go ahead and give tips and advice on how to set up the best cam room, how to make sure that your shot stays in focus, how to connect a DSLR to your computer so that they could use it that way instead of using a simple webcam, how to do cinematic porn shoots, whatever it is, but you could do advice columns on this. So think about your current expertise and think of ways it could be applied to the adult industry, and that will give you a nice niche where you can basically draw in people who are interested, and then you can be funneling those, because generally speaking, the people who come to these are either cam girls that you can sign up as a broadcaster using the affiliate links that we've spoken about at length before, or you can go ahead, bring the users over, the affiliates over, but either way, you're funneling the right kind of traffic in, and that's a really, really simple and easy way to get that done. Now, the third way that you can make money doing these content strategies is, of course, to start your own tube site and cam site. Now, I'm not going to get into the technicalities of it too much because it's covered in a video right here. But basically what you do is you get hosting, like from Vice Temple, for example, and then you will go and get a script. Now, they have clone scripts of Pornhub, of cam sites, and so on, and they're all in that video, and also you'll find them at our website, and I'll pop one of them into the description below. Now, you can go ahead and do this, and they come with pre-populated content and so on. However, there are a couple of things that I would say to hold off on this for, because they are very, very, very effective, right? So the way you will want to do this, if you're going to, is to basically select a specific niche. So for example, Lebanese girls, and call it Barney Stinson's Lebanese girls. Maybe don't do that for copyright reasons. But essentially what you're going to want to do then is you focus in on that niche and you populate as much content around that niche from the pre-populated content, or you find your own. And it's really, really highly effective. It's really highly effective. So I'm just going to drink my coffee and go ahead and tell you to do that. VW branding, oh Jesus. Sorry, no, don't do that. The reason I'm saying not to do it is not because it's not effective. It is highly effective. The problem is that if you're watching this channel and you're watching this specific video looking for ideas, you're probably new to the industry, which means that you won't have all the necessary background that you need. For example, you'll just have to take a reference that a video is allowed to be used, and you could get yourself in trouble. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it takes a lot more work to curate, a lot more time to curate, whereas with the content strategies in the last two, you could say to yourself, I'm going to post 2 things a week, and that'll be fine. If someone comes to your tube site and there's no content on it, they're not going to stick around for very long, and they're probably not going to come back. Whereas with your content site, a lot of people will just read one article and then come back when they know you've published the next one, and you can do things like capture email addresses and so on with your content strategy, using our email strategy that we talk about here. We have a lot of videos now. So if you go ahead and do this one, the problem is, one, it's going to be hard to sign people up because people generally don't sign up. Even Pornhub is like a 2% conversion rate or less, I think. And then the second problem is just the technical aspect to it. So the problem as well is it's very, very difficult if you're not a developer or a web designer or someone like myself, a complete nerd, to actually set this up on the hosting. So you're going to need help with that. And the third reason is not only will you need help with that, which will probably end up with you paying people, or you can ask me in the Facebook Market Masterminds group and I'll try and spare 30 minutes to give you a hand, for free, by the way. And the third part is basically the actual scripts that you need are $500 to $5,000 depending on the one that you want. And that's just a lot of upfront investment for someone who is just starting out. So I would say while the third one is something that I think works really, really well, I would say it's a more advanced strategy. And unless you really know what you're doing and you have the backing from using the last two, then I'd probably go ahead and stay away from that one, because it's not going to be great for 99% of you right now. Now what I'll do is, as a lot of people watching this channel become more and more expertises and they work away. I'm recording this way too early in the morning. My words don't work. It is like 6 a.m. by the way. Anyway, that's the third one, and the reason why I probably wouldn't go with it. Now let me know in the comments below what questions you have about all of these, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so we can get to more and more people. And I'm looking forward to more and more of you joining us in the Facebook Mastermind group, because we do want to get that Action Weekly group every Wednesday just going gangbusters, as they would say, because that would be great. So thank you again for watching, really appreciate it, and we will see you on Friday.